50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Never really right time, obtuse, getting in the fight, I might lose. Never really have to pout nice boobs, hope they knock you out 9 nights soon. Picking up the mic to spike my views, keep it kinda light, oh like high cues. I'ma take the night to write my news, what's the height I wanna strike my noose. You were never really gonna understand this, why I gotta write a symphony. I'm just making use of what I know, so I'm guessing I prefer to do it rhythmically. But I never really seem to get it right, the imperfectionist is just a kid in me. Yeah, I struggle as an artist, I'm the face of definition, the epitome, and I've...
Welcome to Wolf Talk Podcast. I am Wolf, and we are here with the Flying Beets today. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Not a problem. Anytime. So we have Nathan and DC.
That's
so
us.
How are you? So what got you guys into music?
Well, I'll step in and go first. I grew up listening to the Beatles, and when I was about 12 years old, I had some very long, boring summers at home, and my dad left his guitar there, and he had an old Beatles book that had the chords in it, so I could just play along with the oldies radio station. So I'd catch some songs and record them on my tape deck, and so I learned how to play all the seventh and minor chords before the actual major chords, and that just kind of started it from there, just for my own entertainment. That's how I was originally hooked, and so got into some rock and roll from there. As far as, I guess, early 90s, 12, 13 years old, the song More Than Words came out, and I was like, I definitely want to be able to play that for the ladies. But it was really just for my own entertainment. I couldn't play anything for anybody. But yeah, that was where I started. Dave?
What about you, DC?
I was handed a guitar in 6th grade as a hope from my parents that it would be a good distraction from my mischief. And so, that's kind of where it started. It wasn't until I heard Rush, though, that I realized that, okay, yeah, I think I really want to do this. So that was kind of where it all sprang for me.
So how long did it take you guys to meet up and become a band?
That's a long story for he and I to meet up. Fast forward for me learning how to play when I was little. I had a couple bands in high school, and very small. We stayed at home and played, so much so that my classmates didn't know I was a musician until I was 18 and sang a couple songs at a talent show. They were like, "What in the world?" Like, we had no idea that you even sang, like, at all. And so instead of opting to play sports in college, I went the route of just showing up because I didn't want to get hurt anymore playing football. And so I met up with a buddy of mine. He was like, "Hey, we can play some stuff." I went to like a Christian college, and so, praise and worship music was pretty well pushed at that time. It's like, oh, well, we can get in front of anybody by doing that. And so that's where I really started performing in front of others, and then just started writing songs. That's the beginning piece of it, of me being in public and playing my music and kind of creating my own. And then shortly after college, I had experienced a modicum of success and got on with the record label. But this was at the very beginning of the 2000s. And so the record label that I did a record with, we all got put on the back burner because Napster was a very big thing at the time.
Napster, yes.
Yeah, I got to do some showcases for like Interscope Records and some different things that was very promising. And then all the record labels kind of, their hair stood up and they didn't know what was going to happen. So they're like, hey, please wait, please wait. And so I kind of got not forgotten about, but I kept playing rock and roll on my own time, created a band called Mahoney. We recorded some with that, and I just kind of kept playing in the background, and all the meantime thinking, well, I thought I was going to be a musician, but that wasn't the path that life had for me. So I ended up getting married and having kids and things like that, and always was playing at bars and restaurants just for my own entertainment. And by doing that and creating some new music, I had the opportunities to open for some bands. Just acoustic, didn't have to deal with grown men's feelings and try to navigate bands and things like that. And I ended up opening for a band that DC was playing with at the time called the Traumatics. And that's where he and I first crossed paths. It's probably 2.5, 3 years ago now, wouldn't you say?
Easy. Yep.
Okay. And so just through some, I don't know, a few bumps in the road, we ended up finding each other, getting to play music with one another, and that has been incredibly satisfying and valuable. He and I, we view music very similarly, and we're always trying to grow and to learn and just continuing to push those boundaries. And so once we played together for a couple of years, and I'll let you hop in here in a second. I really wanted to make sure that we had something tangible to show for our time together. That was very important to me. And he shared my vision in doing that. And so we made sure that we recorded that first EP with 3 songs. And really right from the get-go, the snowball started to gain some steam. And so we have just continued to just kind of keep pushing in that direction. So much so that we recorded another 5 songs. We've released one of those since then. But that's kind of a super fast outline of DC and I coming together. Dave, please add to it. Make it make sense for me.
Yeah, I kind of I found music to be my salvation in the 80s. When I finally realized that there was more to life than drugs and sex, the rock and roll became very, very prominent for me. And I remember sharing with my friends, I said, I'm all in. I said, I'm gonna give it my all. And I've been in, half a dozen bands over the years and had opportunities, blew some just here and there. And my last hurrah was in 2000. I kind of got bit by, I would say, the business. There was some contract issues, and I just said, I've had it. I gave it a good try. I'm going to get serious and settle down and grow a family. And I said, but by the time I'm 50, I'm going to redevote my life, because I will have at least learned who I am, what's important to me, learned a lot about love, about people, the world, and I'll be ready to shine in music. And so the paths just kind of all converged at the perfect time. And again, just running into Nathan was just like, I knew it. I knew at that moment. And, just was, if only I can hook up with him, that's going to be so good for me as a person. And that's why I told him when we met, I said, I don't care if we ever make it out of your garage. I said, just the bond and being able to put those waves out. And I had recently been influenced by Victor Wooten and some of the books he had written in my pursuit of education. And so my whole outlook on music changed completely. And that's why I saw Nathan. I saw him as a potential kindred soul that where we could just do that, put out good vibrations into the world. And so now here we are making this journey, and it's just fantastic. I'm living my very best days.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So you guys touring?
We're working on playing some
Good.
out of town gigs. We've got some neat things happening. Sorry, Nathan, I just get real excited about
No,
this.
go, go,
What's happening? I'm proud to say that we're going to be working with the Fraz Band and Spock and EWL when they come to Texas and Dallas.
Wow.
And so I've been working with Ernest from Spock, trying to help them promote this show. We've got a list of radio stations we're going to start working with. I plan to have some meetings with the radio station and work on ticket giveaways and booking the venues. And, you know, Fraz coming from UK is kind of a big deal.
Wow.
Certainly for him. And so I couldn't, if you've ever talked to the guy, or if you know who he is, he's just an angel of a man. So I want to make this as special for him as I possibly can. And I'm just honored to be involved. So that's going to be the big thing where a lot of my energies go. But I've just recently, I had a meeting with a Dashing Skull Club last night. I got to sit with them as they released their new single. And they're from Kentucky, and we've talked about hooking up. There's been several bands, the Mood Kings I've been talking about playing with. And so we want to travel. I don't know if touring is the right word, because touring sounds like work. You know, what we want to do is we want to meet up with cool people and share really good experiences and make them special. We don't want to just bounce from town to town and it become impersonal and just a drag. We want it to be magical and like I said, personal. So
Right.
that's kind of my vision. And Nathan's been like, man, I love everything that you're putting forth. Let's do it. And so I'm going to hand it back off to you, Nathan.
No, so over the years, as I have played a lot all over, DC's done the same thing. And now with the ability, of course, with the internet, you get so much more exposure. It's like we're playing giant concerts every day, just based on the number of streams that we get. And so that's fantastic for sharing our music. We did recently have to have a little bit of a retooling of the band, because we're typically a trio. And Ken Scott, who was playing drums with us, has his life is on a different path. And so it was a wonderfully mutual parting of ways. I love him. He's always going to be a Flying Beat, but he's just not going to be the one behind the kit with us. And so we do have a new drummer with us now, Alexis Randolph, and she's fantastic. And so we're looking forward to putting together our shows. Right now, the only thing that we do have on the schedule for sure is we do have a pretty big show that we're excited about in October. That's in Fort Worth with a gentleman. He goes by Cavono, Cavono. He's a good friend of mine here in Fort Worth, who's done pretty well. But yeah, as far as playing goes, here recently this summer, it's just been back to me at the old acoustic gigs and getting drug into playing at weddings.
Well, whatever works.
Yeah.
So how many songs do you guys have out?
Right now, we as the Flying Beets, we have 4 songs. Our latest song just came out. What's it been, DC? 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's going on 3 weeks.
Okay, 3 weeks. It's called The Stupid Way You Breathe. And we've gotten some fantastic feedback on it. Been pretty excited about it being kind of a new gear that we were exploring, and we're happy to present to the people who've been following us, because just the 3-song EP that we had out previously was not enough content. And so yeah, we were excited to get 5 songs recorded. Plus I did another 3 acoustically. So we're able to drop another song every 6 weeks for the next year. So we're able to kind of get that everything just continuing to roll in our direction. So we're just super excited to share it with everyone.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So do you guys meet up to practice, or do you guys do it by sending it over the internet?
No, we're an in-person band. Dave and I don't live, or DC and I don't live too far from each other. And so in the past, it was at my place that we played in my garage, a converted garage for the longest time. And then now we've switched over to DC's awesome studio, which we saw right at the very beginning when you and I hopped in to speak to each other. But that's where we're doing it these days. So it's over there in Dallas area.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, nowadays technology, people can be on both sides of the U.S. and they make a band by sending pieces of their recordings.
Mm-hmm. No, it's impressive. I barely got this iPad going for our little chat today, so I'm not doing that anytime soon, probably.
All right. So you guys working on any upcoming videos?
Yes.
We're discussing it for sure. We're anxious to make that happen, and so time will get us there. Simon from Distance from Zero, he's helping me with a YouTube page, and I consider him my YouTube guru. And if you haven't checked out his videos, they're fantastic. This last one that he just put out, it was a special treat because you had Donna Marie and 3 Simons. And,
wow.
One Simon is kick ass, but to have 3 Simons, that's just, that's more Simons than any of us deserve. It's just,
right.
Bonus Simons galore. I'm all over it. So with his help and assistance and referrals, I think that we're in pretty good hands. And of course, Nathan, he was he kind of majored in a lot of this stuff in school. So we've got a good amount of resources at our disposal. We're in good hands. Just time will tell.
That's awesome. You guys seem to work out pretty good together.
We do, and that has been of all the musicians that I have ever had the opportunity and the honor to play with. Dave is at the very top of the heap of all those guys. Dave puts in more time. He puts in so much time on his craft that it makes me a little bit jealous, if I'm being honest. But yeah, he and I get along swimmingly. We share a lot of just basic personality views. That to me, it's been more important to spend time with those that are like-minded and care about others more, rather than being the absolute best hired gun that you can get. And I got both of those with Dave, so it's a win-win for me. Well, DC, awesome. Sorry, DC. My bad.
Awesome to hear that.
Well, let me tell you about the DC real quick. The point of view, this is kind of what happened is that the Facebook page was the Facebook page. And when I went to Nathan and said, people are like messaging me and asking me a lot about the band. Let me go on and start operating the Facebook page. And so he's like, right on, man, take it. Well, it started getting to where I never logged on my personal page. And there were some times where, I forgot that, it became weird and felt strange to always say we and put everything in a plural context when a lot of this stuff was coming from me. So then it dawned on me, and there was one picture in particular. I was very proud that my youngest daughter got to play at a Carnegie Hall. And that was back in March. And so I posted pictures of us at Carnegie Hall. And Nathan said, hey, that's really, really cool. But, that's your daughter. Make sure that you're starting to put some of this stuff in point of view. And so writing David all of the time, I'm lazy. I type fast, and DC just became a nice little abbreviation. Just that's how I sign my name anyway, because I don't like writing, just real quick scribble of DC. And so that's what that's about. I go by David, Dave. It doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Well, it was nice to meet you, DC.
Me too. It's nice to meet you, DC. Yeah.
So you guys have merch out yet?
We do. We have T-shirts and stickers, and I think actually, Dave, you can speak to that. You've got the whole. Before we even move into that, let me just praise him for a second. Talking about the website, the Facebook page, the potential concert touring, all of the things. Dave has taken the bull by the horns. It is, for me, it's as an artist, a longtime artist, it is a dream of mine to have somebody that has got this gusto for life that DC has. And so if there's an idea, we're like, hey, maybe we should do this. He's created an entire line of merch. So I don't have it personally. I have a few things, but he's the one who is running it and making so many of the things that I even dreamed of a reality. And so you talk about the merch then, please, DC.
Well, it's kind of funny you should say that. I was talking to Leanne, my daughter. She was getting ready to go thrifting. That's something she loves to do. And she's kind of got an enterprising spirit. And she set up this little store where she finds cool things and then resells them, right? And so I told her, I said, well, maybe you'll have better business sense than me. And she laughed. She goes, you've got the most business sense I've ever seen. And I said, yeah, but you're pretty young. And I said, success is not about, it's always about trying, because only when you stop trying do you find failure. And so I keep trying. That's all I do in anything. I just keep trying, and I enjoy trying. I'm a builder. And so I told her, I said, but did I ever miss the mark? I said, I had some items that I thought were just going to be hot sellers that people just couldn't wait to get their hands on. Well, my wife kind of warned me otherwise, but it's like I have a master's in the School of Hard Knocks. And so I've got to learn the hard way. But yeah, we've got a line of the aviator patch. We've got some t-shirts. We've got some stickers. The one thing that I was really hoping to see was the aviator, the Flying Beets aviator stockings or leggings, but for some reason those haven't caught on yet. But Leanne gave me some reassurance. She said, Dad, those are cool. Just wait till you have a little bit more of a following. Those are really, really cool. And I was like, okay, well, if you say so. I mean, you probably know what's cooler, better than I do. So, but yes, to answer your question, we have several items, and I let my enthusiasm, I kind of curbed it a little bit, because before long I was thinking Flying Beets toothpaste, Flying Beets toothbrushes. I mean, just Kagan, who's been a real big part of the band, certainly when it comes to promotions, and she's done all of our artwork. She designed this logo that I can't get enough of. And so it has less to do with having a Flying Beets toothbrush as it does me looking at that logo while I'm brushing my teeth and making me feel happy about it. So that's where some of these ideas come. They're kind of self-serving, because when I see the logo, it just conjures such great memories for me and with all the people that have been involved. So there's your long-winded answer about the merch.
All right. So where can everybody go find your stuff?
Oh, we have a page on sweetbeetsidm.com. It's sweetbeets-imd.com. At some point, we're going to shift it to a full Flying Beets page, but at this juncture, it just doesn't make sense. Our Facebook page seems to be doing so well. The Instagram page, as in one of these groups, somebody was even asking about the value of a band web page these days. And so, but yeah, if you want to find Flying Beets merch, go to the shop now on the Sweet Beets IMD page, and it'll take you to the Flying Beets, and that's where you can find it.
All right. So anything else you guys want to add?
I think we might have a connection issue at the moment. It's getting a little garbly when you were speaking. Oh, Wolf, you're back.
Oh, okay.
There?
So is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, talking about all the merch, I do want to talk about our logo and the single covers, the album covers.
Hold on.
Okay.
No, now you are.
Okay, I'm back. Yep. Good. So DC was mentioning Kagan, who creates all of our artwork. That is my partner. She is a fantastic artist. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of everything that she's created for us. And so I appreciate this, Wolf. This is the first opportunity I've been able to as representing the Flying Beets, of just to hold her up and just be, yeah, anything that you guys see that you love, like she had her fingerprints all over it. And so I'm just so proud of what she's provided for us.
That's awesome.
Yep. I tell you this, I think it's so cool. Thank you so much for reaching out to us. What a pleasant surprise. It's humbling, really. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So
Yeah.
we
So-
shall do
yeah.
this again down the road. Every time I do an interview, I always bring everybody back on.
Cool. I'd be more than happy to. Here in another 3 weeks, we've got another song coming out too. So we're more than happy to toot our horn.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, you have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining. This has been Wolf Talk, and we had the Flying Beets on the show. So you all have a good day, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Wolf.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.